Hi, this is probably the worst angle ever and the worst intro ever. I mean, when am I not chaotic? I haven't uploaded a video for this channel in like a good few months, which was not my intention. But today I actually went to the library for the first time since like June, but I saw the book and I have said to myself for probably about 6 months now, I'd say, I've been back and forth between whether I want to read this book or not, and I've been holding off on buying it because is it worth it? Is the pain worth it? And then I saw it today in the library, which was the first time I was in the library since June, like I said, and I was like, it feels like a sign. I don't know where this vlog is going to take me. I've read the trigger warnings a few months ago now when I was actually initially going to read it. See, like if it turns out to be too much for me, I will stop straight away. Let's hope this doesn't ruin my life and it's actually one of my favorite books, because I feel like it's either or. I'm either going to be in love with this book and think it's one of the best books I've ever read and so well done, or else I'm going to think that it's actually ruining my life and it will be horrible and so distressing. So I guess we'll see. Okay, I'm literally on page 12. I know this book is going to be extremely crude and is going to have probably many a slur in it. I absolutely hate it when authors just throw in slurs when they have no relevance. Like, obviously, yeah, I'm only 12 pages in, so it might have relevance. It was said by a side character. Like, like, why? It was just not needed. And it's just a bit distasteful, you know? Like, not a fan of that. I swear I film every clip for this vlog while I'm reading this book right here. Right here. But this is where I read my book most of the time, in bed. I'm on page 89. I just started part 2, which is called The Postman, and I recognize the name of this part. I think this is where it starts going downhill. So basically, my opinions thus far for part 1, it was kind of a little info dumpy in regards to like the characters themselves. I feel like the author was trying to give so much background to the characters and get it all done and out of the way. Jude, up until this point, is the only one we don't know anything about, and we know all about JB, Willem, and Malcolm, which are the other 3 main characters. So yeah, I found that a bit info dumpy and I was a bit bored. Do we really need to know everything about his job? But then again, we probably do. Part 2 now, like I said, and finally it's in Jude's POV. So I'm very excited for this because, like many people, Jude is the character that interests me most, and I'm excited to learn more about him, but also not really excited because I feel like it's going to go downhill pretty fast. Towards the end of the last part, it got a bit dark. We found out about something to do with Jude, and it was obviously quite sad, but I feel like I've read about it so many times now that it didn't shock me, and I was kind of expecting it because I'd heard so much about this story and about Jude's character being one of the main raw characters, I guess. So I kind of expected that aspect. The way Willem was involved with it did not surprise me, but I thought it was interesting the way it was written, because it felt like something that was extremely realistic, that anyone could react in that kind of way, even if it's someone you love so much and you want to help. I can also see already why a lot of people talk about this book and say that it's written in a crude way and an insensitive way. Obviously, I haven't gotten to the probably worst parts of it yet, as in graphicness and content. For that particular thing, it was very much kind of just bluntly said. I think that was necessary. Another thing I wanted to say is, I was saying in one of the last clips that the slurs in this book, and there was another slur shortly after I filmed that clip, and was just not necessary. Like I get it in a context of like being realistic, and if it's shown in a negative way and spoken about in a negative way, as in like it's not something that's said and just accepted that someone said the slur and it's okay. But in this, they've just been kind of flippant remarks, and I'm just not a fan of that. I'm on page 89, and so far so good. I only really am getting the basics of the story, and I'm hoping that it'll pick up a bit more in part 2. The one thing that's kind of throwing me off, I think, is I don't know why, but when I was going into this, even though it literally says in the description that they're college friends and it follows their life after college, I keep thinking of them as like college age, but right now they're 30. But anyways, yeah. That's all for my update right now. Okay, so update on her life. I'm crying again. But it's not out of sadness. This is such a bad angle. Big rip. It's not because I'm sad. It's because it's so happy. And like nice and sweet. But I know it's gonna be so fucked so soon. And I'm scared. But anyways, I'm on part 3. Do you even want to continue? I don't know if I can handle the bad stuff that's gonna come, because I know it's gonna come. The end of The Postman was just like, wow, my heart. Jude talking about friendship. No. Oh my god. I literally have college in the morning. I need to go to sleep. I am adoring this book. I look so funny right now, like I'm pure bawling. But I don't know if I'm gonna keep loving it. I might hate it. But right now, I was about to say I'm getting immense joy, but I'm actually not getting joy from it. Not really. Like that past chapter, yeah. I feel like it's kind of like all for the game. The Foxhole Court series, I've spoken about it on my channel before. Love that book series, but like a lot of people hate it, and it is pretty fucked, to be honest. Like a lot of bad stuff happened in it, and the characters are not always treated right. And I'm feeling the same way about Jude and Willem. Mostly, I honestly couldn't really care about the other characters. Well, obviously Harold and stuff, but I mean the other young lads. As I do about Andrew and Neil and the foxes in the Foxhole Court. So I think this is a good place to stop. The next part is part 3, and it's called Vanities. But the thing I'm worried about is the Postman is supposed to be like the happy part. There's Vanities, and then the next one is the Axiom of Equality. And from watching other people's vlogs, I know that one is where things start to go downhill. And then the happy years, the one after that, is supposed to be not happy years at all. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed. But that is my update. I would die for Jude St. Francis, to be honest. Like, and Willem. Oh my god, wow. Okay, I need to stop. I'm actually gonna start crying again. Hi, I'm literally half asleep and I need to go to bed. But I wanted to give an update on this. This update is kind of inconsequential, but I'm gonna give it anyway. So I'm on page 266 on the part, I think I mentioned it in the last clip when I was crying. The third part, which is called Vanities. It's in JB's point of view. And something I want to say is, I'd say a few people were like this as well, but I'm bored when I'm reading JB's point of view. Like, I'm only interested when it's Willem or Jude's point of view, which is bad. I was thinking about this the other day when I was reading it. The jumps in POV can be quite disorientating because it jumps really randomly and haphazardly, and it's kind of hard to follow, or like it takes me reading a good chunk of it to realize that it's in a different POV than it was before, which is so annoying because like then I have to go back and reread it, and I'm rereading it in a different light, you know. The reason why I started this in the first place was because I just read a part. I'm currently on a JB chapter or part, I guess. The chapters are also laid out really weird, but they're really long, which is annoying. I think this is just me, and I have this thing when I read stuff, or it's mostly when I read stuff, but when I watch stuff as well. If it's like rich teenagers, I know they're not teenagers in all of this, but rich teenagers or people who are just complaining about their lives and how hard their lives are because they're rich. And I'm just like, literally, shut up. Like, oh, it winds me up. But basically, they're in their adult years, and JB is saying that everyone has reached a point of success, and they're either in their boredom of success or they're still trying to catch success. And he's saying that Jude and Willem are successful, but they're not bored because they're so used to having a childhood of dullness and nothing and poverty in a way, but not just poverty in regards to money, but poverty in regards to experiences. And he's saying that he's jealous of that, essentially, because he is bored and he can't see the world with this childlike wonder. But I'm also just like, oh my god, literally shut up. Like, you're so lucky to have the childhood you had. It's really pissing me off. Like, I get it, but also, oh my god, you're literally almost 40. Like, I'm in college right now and I'm taking English as a minor, and we're currently doing Ernest Hemingway. And if any of you have read Hemingway's work, it's extremely sparse and it leaves out a lot of details. It's very much up to the reader's interpretation, and I think this book is the exact opposite. And I get that these details are important, and usually I love details, and I love the details that are to do with Jude and Willem and Harold, but I just couldn't, I don't care for the details to do with the other boys' lives. I know that they are probably important and vital to the story, but I'm just like, I don't see how. But it feels like Jude and Willem should be the main characters and the others important side characters. But I'm gonna keep reading. I take back what I said. Well, most of what I said. This JB chapter is actually interesting, and I know it's relevant, and I keep forgetting that the friendship is the biggest thing about this book. The friendship between the four of them. I just wanted to add that because this moment is quite cute and it's making me want to cry, but it's not even cute, it's just like wholesome, kind of. I knew I would regret taking that clip before I finished the chapter because it's not so wholesome anymore, and I understand that JB is going through something. But oh my god, I want to smash his head in a wall. I've not even finished the chapter yet still, and I'm actually livid. Hi, literally this entire vlog is going to be in the exact same position. But I'm on page 328 and I'm on the part of the book called The Axiom of Equality. And there's been a new character introduced. And oh my god, all I'm reminded of is that one TikTok sound of Tory Spring. I hate this person so much. They disgust me. Everything they do, oh my god, like, I'm getting so angry, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, oh my god, oh my god. And I know it's only gonna get worse. Like, I don't even know how worse it could get at this point. They're such a disgusting human being. I actually can't. And the fact there's some people in this world that are actually like that, it just makes it so much worse. Like, who does this man think he is? Anyways, hopefully my next update will be when this character has exited the premises and the storyline, because I'm absolutely not feeling it. Like, he needs to get knocked down a good 20 pegs, and he needs a good slap to the face, to be quite honest. Hi, a little bit of an update on my read of A Little Life. I haven't updated in a good few days for many reasons. I'm on page 426 and I'm just about to start part 5 or part 4, which is called The Happy Years, which I know are not happy. But the reason why I haven't updated in a while is because I think the last update I made was when that character was introduced and I was like, I hate him so much, he's horrible. And everything just got so much worse. Like it got even more disgusting and despicable. Literally no words, like I have no words. Then we started getting more about Jude's backstory. It was a lot and I feel like it's going to get worse still. I had to stop reading it for like a day or so because I read a scene in it, which if you've read this book, you know it's extremely, like it's one of the most, well, I don't know, up until now, the most graphic and horrible scenes, I think, in my opinion, because it was happening right then and there. It wasn't like it was a memory or something from the past. It was happening right then, and it was just so much. And I didn't realize, like when I was reading it, I was feeling obviously like upset and stuff, but I didn't realize how much it affected me until afterwards, because I ended up having a dream, a nightmare, that exact scene was happening with one of my best friends. No, like, oh my god, it was so bad. Like, I actually genuinely was so upset about it. But I'm going to read it now again. Because just mostly because I need to finish it. Like, I just want to finish it and I want it to be over. But I can't just stop reading it right now. I know it probably is going to get worse, and I know the smart thing to do would probably be stop reading it, but I need to know what happens. Oh, I'm just not prepared for how bad it's going to get, to be honest. I think though from now on there's going to be a lot more about Jude and Willem, which I'm interested about, and their development, their relationship development. It has been developing in communication, so I'm excited about that. I just don't know what to expect, like, and I don't know how it can get any worse, but it clearly probably can. So yeah, that's my update, and hopefully I don't get any more horrific nightmares. Hello. I just wanted to update this quickly because I feel like the next time I'll update it'll probably be when I'm finished it, because I'm on page 575, but I'm on the part which is called The Happy Years. I think the last time I updated was right before I started The Happy Years and I was like scared because I was like, it's going to be horrible. Now I'm not done it yet. I still have about 100 pages left, a little over, but as of right now The Happy Years is happy, and I'm so glad for that, and it's so lovely. But like, I'm scared now because there's 2 parts of it left. I assume I know what's going to happen in the very end, but it can go one of 2 ways, and both ways are horrible. But as of right now, it's so lovely and sweet. Obviously, like, parts of it aren't lovely and sweet, especially because Jude is recalling certain things. For the most part, it is. So yeah, I was about to say I should get this read by tonight, hopefully, but I don't know if I will, because that's what, like 200 pages. It looks less than it actually is. As of right now as well, I haven't sobbed. I've cried. There has been other books where I've actually sobbed, and this one hasn't made me sob yet. But then again, most of the time, the ending of books usually make me cry the most. So that's all. I just wanted to say that, because I know myself, I'll probably end up reading this and then getting to like the very end part and like getting too caught up and forgetting to vlog it. So yes. I just finished the part of the book called The Happy Years, and I'm not okay. I don't want to continue reading, to be honest. I knew it was going to happen. I just knew it was going to happen, because when is life fair? I'm on the second last part, which is called Dear Comrade. So I have about 70 pages left, around 75 pages left. And I want to get it done tonight and just finish it, because I don't want to keep the weight of the end of the book for tomorrow. And I honestly just need to be done. I'm going to start crying. As of right now, I've really enjoyed it, and it's, I'd say a 5-star. It depends how the end of it is, but as of right now, it's a 5-star. I'm really scared. I really don't want to finish it, because this is me. I knew how that last chapter just ended, and so I had to skip forward like 5 pages into the next chapter and just skimmed it, because I needed to know if the thing I just read was real or not, or like if it was the results of it was what I was thinking. And it was. And now I'm sad. So I need to finish it. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go finish it. I finished the book. Clearly, I'm not doing well. Okay, firstly, ignore the fan in the back if you can hear that. It's my computer overheating because I've just been editing this vlog. Also, it's like what? November, December, January. 3 months later, it's January. I didn't have an editing software, so I couldn't edit this video. But the last clip you saw was actually the very last clip I even filmed. And I finished the book, like I said, but I never actually made another clip to talk about the book at all, which I really regret because it was so long ago now that I can't really remember exactly my thoughts, not in a lot of detail. And I wish I did have detail because it was a lot and it's building up to a lot, and then I don't have a proper conclusion, you know. I was just checking my StoryGraph there and I didn't even mark it as read. So I don't have a rating for it. I don't think I'm going to rate it. It was kind of like a 5-star book, but not really, and I don't think I can rate it because just the type of book it is. I don't know, I'm just deciding not to. Looking back on all those clips, it was a lot to read. I'm glad I read it. Did it fill me with joy? No. Did it fill me with sorrow? Yes. I'm so glad I read it. I don't have any more reading vlogs ready, or I haven't been filming any either for this channel. I haven't been filming anything for this channel. But I reorganized my bookshelves the other day and I got new books for Christmas. I wish I recorded a reading vlog for the book I read recently, which was Harrow the Ninth, because my brain was not okay after reading that. Very confused. I literally have to reread it again. But anyway, there are other books that I'm excited to read, and I also got a Kindle for Christmas, so I'm reading a lot on that. So hopefully I'll be making more reading vlogs soon, but I don't know. And I'm not going to say that I will because I don't know. But I hope you liked this video. That's it.